Hey there YouTube, this is GunDude73 making another episode of Knife Talk. And today we're talking about knife rolls. This was requested by 556 a while back. I just been doing ideas as they popped in my head, but since I'm running out of ideas, I'm coming back to it. And basically what he was saying was, by knife rolls, what would you use a knife for? So I have a few out here that sort of represent pretty much everything. I mean, like, you can have something that's a small EDC knife. It's lightweight, it's compact, it's small, yet it opens up fast, and it's razor sharp, so it'll cut mundane things like string, tape, open packages, cut food if you had to, all that jazz, you know what I'm saying? And then you have something like, say, the Tilt, which, is a good EDC knife, because of the large handle and the nice blade shape, but you could also use it for, say, I don't want to even say self-defense, but you could. It would probably make a very good self-defense knife. I mean, just saying, although I don't advocate using a folder for that, it would probably do just fine. But this would also be good for, say, a work knife, because of that Wharncliffe will be easier to sharpen, and you can get a lot of utility at the point, and the lock is nice, and the handle is good, and all that, And then, like, the military, this is another pretty good EDC knife. You could also say maybe a tactical folder, whatever that's supposed to mean. Honestly, if I knew I was going into a knife fight, I wouldn't take a military. I'd take the largest thing I could find, or a baseball bat, or a gun. But really, that whole thing, this really escapes me, why people would carry a knife for self-defense, But whatever. Military would be good at that. It's great as a work knife because you have that length, so you can really get some slicey action going. And Sebenza, in my opinion, is a great EDC knife on the larger side, small for the smaller side. Not a tactical knife, in my opinion. It'd be great for work, for EDC, for pretty much any and all cutting tasks. Para 2 is a really good EDC. It's smaller than the military, so if you don't like the length of the military, you have the shorter length in the Para. You get the full handle. You have the nice lock. Could this be used for self-defense? Probably. You could probably use it if you absolutely had to. I wouldn't, though, if I had a choice. But do you ever get a choice? So probably not. So it'd be a good EDC, a good work knife, and it could probably be flexed into the role of self-defense. And the Voyager here, because of that really deep, like, finger guard groove thing right here, I think that if you wanted to carry a self-defense knife, this would probably be ideal. Because, I mean, you figure, one, if you're legal, I'm assuming this is all legal, so assuming you're legal, then you can carry a knife for protection, which in most cases you honestly can't carry it as a weapon, but let's say that you had to use this as a weapon. You have the reverse grip is pretty comfortable on this knife, and you have that really deep finger guard and the very strong lock. And then you figure if you were to use this in self-defense, hypothetically speaking, it'd probably take the knife as evidence in the ensuing case that would follow if it went that far. And if you're carrying something really nice like a Tilt or a military, you're out the knife and the money. This is only $45, so you won't cry over losing it. So I mean, really, please don't take this video as advocating self-defense for knives. To me, they're just tools that happen to make alright weapons in an emergency. To me, a knife is a tool first, and a weapon like third, after being almost a toy. That's what they are to me in a sense. I don't even want to say that. I mean, to me they're tools, and they're fun, then they happen to be a weapon after that. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate the views and requests, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.